Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's session on internal collaboration. So, before heading over to the actual concept, let's see what we have on the agenda for today. So, we'll start by exploring how we can nudge the team members directly within tickets using the internal discussion tab. Next, we'll cover the start huddle feature for quick discussions with your team. And then we'll dive into the workflow builder to automate tasks and streamline your processes. And finally, we will look at how to perform bulk actions on ticket for efficient management. So this is going to be the agenda for today. So let's start with the first one, where you can explore how to nudge the internal team members or in the internal discussion tab. For that, let's head over to DevRev's platform and pull up a ticket. So, in a typical workflow as a support agent working on customer tickets and issues, they often need to collaborate with different internal stakeholders for updates or assignments or even just to ask a question, right? So, instead of using multiple collaboration tool, you can now do this entirely on DevRev. So, for example, when a customer reaches out via a ticket, the support agent that owns it might need input from their team members, or let's say a product manager, or uh, even an engineer for that matter. So, they can use the internal discussion tab to have discussions or tag the right stakeholder using the at mention feature. So let's say if I want to tag one of my team member, I can just tag them directly to this particular message and also send them a message which says, hi, please look into this and send this. So once I send this message, this particular team member will be updated under their updates tab. So they will be sent a notification under the in their updates tab. And if I further want to have conversation, or if that person wants to have a conversation without disrupting anything here, without, with where we want to have an organized conversation, that's when I can reply to this particular message on thread. So, so that all of the data is not messed up. So if I click on this, I can, easily keep all of the conversation within this thread itself. Now there are other options available here as well. So if you hover over this particular comment, you can see various other options available here, starting from adding a reaction, replying in thread, copying the link to this particular comment. And if I click on the three dot menu, I have the remind me option, editing the option and deleting, editing the message and deleting the message as well. So if I click on remind me about this, I can, come. So let's say if I'm working on some other task right now, and if I want to be reminded about this particular comment, I can set up a reminder for myself and I can decide whether I want it, let's say in 3 hours, this evening, morning, tomorrow morning, evening, next week, or also decide any of the dates from the calendar itself. So that's where I will be reminded about this. Once the reminder is set, I will be reminded about this particular comment under my updates tab. And if you want to set up a reminder in, let's say, 5 minutes, what you can do is access the command here and choose the remind option here, the remind command here. And you will just have to mention that person. So let's say if I want to set up a self reminder, I will add my name here, add a comment, or you can also skip this, and also add the time um, when I want to be reminded about this particular message. So let's say I have set a reminder in 1 minute. So once, um, you know, after a minute, I will be reminded about this particular comment under my updates tab. So that way you will never miss an update, or you will never miss any work that you had to do on a particular ticket, right? Okay, so let's move on to the next feature, that is the internal huddle. So, as you're working on a ticket, sometimes you just need to have a quick discussion with a stakeholder whose input you need to continue resolving the ticket, right? So, instead of waiting for them to respond, you can quickly start a huddle between specific person or even or everyone that is added as a subscriber of the ticket. So, here, besides the events tab, you can see the subscribers of this particular ticket. You can also go ahead and add multiple subscribers as well. And once done, if in near the attribute section at the top corner, you have several options starting from the three dot menu. And here you can initiate a huddle with all of the watchers of the ticket, or basically the subscribers of the ticket. Now, if I click on the start huddle option, I will have an option to choose whether I want to start a huddle with all of the watchers or specific members of this ticket and send them an invite. I can also add multiple people who are not a part of this ticket as well, or who are not being added as the watchers of this ticket as well. And I can initiate a huddle with them. And once I get off the call, they will also be added as one of the subscribers here. And we have a lot of options available here, which is similar to what we can see on Slack huddle feature, which is the mic, the camera, as well as the screen share option. So yeah. Okay, so now let's move on to the next part, that is workflows. So another important feature for internal collaboration is setting up workflows. So, whenever I refer to workflows, I mean a series of triggers, actions, and conditions which are designed to achieve a specific goal or outcome. So, it's kind of like a builder tool for automating most of your tasks, right? Which otherwise you would have done manually. For instance, if you want to set up self reminders, or if you want to remind someone else about a particular task, or even automate some of the tasks which you would have otherwise done manually, you can do it using the workflows. And how you can create one is by heading over to the settings tab and scrolling all the way down to workflow builder. And here is where you can access all of the pre-built workflows which might be created by your team members. And to create a new one, you can head over to the plus workflow here, select a new template, and click on the plus step option. Now, this is where you can add the triggers, controls, actions, as well as delay a workflow. So let us use one use case and see if we can build out a workflow and if that workflow helps here. So let's say if I want to, so whenever a ticket is created, what I want a workflow to do is summarize the ticket title and description for me, as well as add a comment which goes to the customers, informing that they have created a ticket regarding so and so, and that we are looking into this. So let's take this as a use case and let's try to build a workflow on this particular use case. So first, let me select the trigger here, and the trigger would be ticket created. So I will click on this trigger, and that's done. So once we have our trigger ready, the next step would be the action. So I would want the AI to do this work for me of summarizing the ticket title and description. So I don't have to type in any of that manually. So in this case, I will type generate a summary of the title and description. And here is where you will give the actual prompt. So here, what I would want the the prompt to be is to add or rather generate a summary of the title and description as we mentioned earlier. So sorry for that. Um, so here I will add the prompt as uh, generate a summary of the ticket, yeah, of the following ticket. And here is where I will add the placeholder variables. So in this case, the placeholder variable would be the ticket title and the description. So here is my first placeholder variable, and how you can add the placeholder variable is by clicking on the double curly braces, and that's when this option will pop up for you. So you can add your placeholder variables from all of these options available. So I added the ticket title, and the next thing that I want to add here is description. So let's see if we can find one. Yeah, right here. And what I also want this the action to be is, to summarize um or provide me the summary with not more than 5 to 6 words. And once done, I can click on save and the action is now set. Now, based on the use case that I discussed earlier, I would also want the workflow to add a comment to the customers, which will say that you have created a ticket regarding so and so. So to that, I will go to the objects here and insert the object to be ticket created, output, and the ID. And here is the message that I would want the customers to receive. So I will type hey, and I would place another placeholder variable here to um, you know, fill in the reported by field here. So I don't have to type in the name of the customer who reported or who created that ticket manually, but rather have it all automated. So I have, used a placeholder variable here which says hi and ticket created and first reported by field full name. So the full name of whoever reported the ticket first will be auto populated. So I don't have to type in anything manually there. And then I can go on with the message which says you have created a ticket regarding. And here I will place another placeholder variable, which is the one with the previous action here, which is the summary of the title and the description of the ticket. And then I will close it with we are looking into this. Thanks for reaching out. Once done, I can click on save. And here is where I can add the visibility for this ticket. So whether I want it to be external or internal. So I will keep it external because I would want this comment to be sent to the customer who reports that particular ticket. So here I have created a workflow. So I will deploy this and let's see if this will work for me. So before that, this is the reminder that I just set up before going into the workflows part. So I set it for a minute. So now I can see that reminder under my updates tab, and yeah, I can quickly look into this now. Right. So let's see if the workflow that we just set up works or not. So I'm just going to create a new ticket. Say test, add a part, and click on create. Yes. So you can see that the workflow that we created has worked just fine. So you can see the message that we just added there. So hi, you have created. So since there is no reported by field added here, it did not, automate that for me. But if there is a reported by field or added in the attribute section here, it will automate that for you. So you don't have to type in the message or the name of the person who reported that ticket manually. So it says, hi, you have created a ticket regarding test, which is the title. So there was no description and there was just title. So it summarized that for me, and we are looking into this. Thanks for reaching out. So this was the message or the prompt that we just gave to the workflow, and it works just fine. So this is how you can set up workflows to automate most of the tasks that you would have otherwise done manually, saving a lot of your time. All right. So now the last thing that that I want to discuss here is the bulk actions. Now let's say if there are similar tickets coming in from various other customers, and you want to perform bulk action or maybe assign all of those tickets to one particular owner. You need not go to each of these tickets and change the owner manually here. Rather, what you can do is select the tickets. So let's say I want to assign all of this ticket to someone else. Once I select this ticket, I will have options popping up here. So I can edit it, and I can edit the part. I can change the group of this ticket. I can change the owner from right here, and assign it to someone else. So let's say if I want to assign this to myself, I can go ahead and do that. So now you can see that I am the owner of all of these tickets. Now, similarly, I can also create enhancements, and this goes same with the issues as well. So if I want to, so if I'm, working on, so if it's a feature request coming from various other customers and it's about the same feature, I can select all of these tickets, click on create and click on enhancements. And sorry for that. So once I click on enhancements, that's how I can, quickly, work on that particular feature and mark all of these tickets as resolved all at once. So that's how you can perform bulk actions on all of these work items, be it tickets, be it issues. So it's the same with issues as well. So if I click on any of these issues and click on create, I can also create an enhancements from the issues. All right, so that's all that I had from my side today. Thank you for joining, and we'll see you in the next session.